where the starboard goes. And this is also the absolute center of what Michael calls the invisible college. Michael, why is this the invisible college?
I'll let you come a little bit closer.
The wind has died down for a moment.
All right. Well, this is actually the center of the invisible college. The invisible college is a concept which was written about in the Rosicrucian manuscripts, which came out around the 1600s. And what exactly the invisible college is up to interpretation. But the idea that as a phrase being tied to Rosicrucianism, well, that's a well-established fact. So why is this location, which we're sitting here, called the Invisible College? Well, if you look at a map and you take this location as a center point, if you could put, if you will, a compass, imagine you're putting a compass point in the center of this location on the map of High Point Scenic Vista, and you drew a circle probably about 10 miles in radius from here, you're going to see that 3 colleges are on that diameter, or on that circumference line of the circle. And not only are there 3 colleges on that circle, there are 3 colleges that are in a perfect T-square alignment. And not only that, those 3 colleges are all associated either directly or indirectly with the Rosicrucians. And so here we have the location of the 40th parallel and the Susquehanna River, which was encoded in the Rosicrucian document, the John Smith map of Virginia. And at that location, we find this park, this scenic vista, surrounded by 3 Rosicrucian colleges, or at least in symbology. And so that's why we call it the Invisible College. But I'm going to let you know a little piece of history, which goes a little bit deeper into this story. So when I first discovered those 3 colleges in that T-square alignment, everyone who saw that diagram where it's shown, they would ask the same question. They'll say, what is that fourth point, right? Because you see 3 points. This is around 2017, 2018. I'm like, I don't know. You have to go and discover it. So since then, someone followed up on my logic or my deduction, and they continued the line which begins at Elizabethtown College at the top of the circle, and extended it for 70 miles. And right on that line, there's a 4th college, and that's Washington College, located on the eastern shore of Maryland, and it makes actually a cross. Now we have a Rosicrucian cross, a Rose Cross. And so that's fascinating, right?
What's crossing what?
What's crossing what? It's a cross. The shape is a cross. And this is the epicenter. So the Rosicrucians, the Rose Cross, the Invisible College, these 4 colleges make a cross.
Oh, like at the center, the
And this
4
is
directions.
the center.
Okay.
They're not directly aligned with the east, west, north, south. It's on a 23-degree angle, which 23 degrees is also said to be the tilt of the earth, but that's another thing. The point I wanted to go and tell you is that 4th point where there's seemingly no college.
But that's where Washington College is?
No, Washington College is another 70 miles past it. If you were to continue on that line.
Oh, then you'd get to Washington.
Right, because if there was a college right there, you wouldn't have a cross, you would have a plus sign. So to have a cross, you need to have one leg, which is longer than the other.
I see, you're calling it a cross because of the longer line.
It literally is the shape of a cross, like no sort of metaphor, like that's the shape. Okay. But there's still an implied, like what is that mystical point? What is that point where there is nothing?
The plus sign point.
The plus sign point.
The point that completes a plus sign versus a cross. Okay.
Correct.
What is it?
On that circle.
We have yet to find out.
It's where the river house is.
It's where the river house is?
It's literally where the river house is.
It's where we live.
In Airville, Pennsylvania. So if you were to look at the map, I made this diagram, and maybe we'll go and we'll attach it to where you can see it. The 4th point would be in a place place called Airville, Pennsylvania, which at the time I was living in Marietta, which you could see just right upstream from here. And I drove to Airville. I'm like, what the hell's in Airville? There's nothing out there. And sure enough, that is the address of where we find the river house.
So it's the River College house.
I suppose you could say that.
Wow. Well, we invite you to come and check out the river with us at the river house if you'd like to camp September 23rd. But mostly, we'd love to bring you here on September 23rd, the autumnal equinox, to have a very strong beginning as friends and family. And the starboard will go right in the center on the evening of the 23rd, and this is the third rite of passage walk on the rights of the 40th parallel. And so we invite you into the Invisible College on September 23rd to have a strong beginning to this autumnal equinox. Any final words?
I think there's nothing more that I can add to what you said.
Okay. Find more details in the description below.
Perfect.
Thanks for all your research
You're welcome.
and sharing.